Okay, so what we have going on here is we've had a strong push-up. We had some weird stuff happen over the weekend. Strong push-up. We've come back to the area here to push down. Where we may be going to is right here with my, I think I'm going to call this my HTF EMA, my highest time frame, because this is not my 1597 EMA. It's not my 1597 one. Seeing this here at first, I thought, okay, maybe a short trade. It pulls up a little bit higher on both the price and the MACDs. By my personal standards, my rules, my personal rules, I can't take that trade just right now. There's a lot going on that's just conflicting. Yes, the 610 is getting below the 1597, but we have this area here, which is pretty far away, that could give us a bounce, but really, we look back. Let's see where some areas are. Well, we don't have any here because we've busted so far above everything. Let's look and see if there's anything back here. Okay. Yeah, remove all that writing. The door is open. What do you need? I'm spreading these out because we've had such this big gap here. Everything is very condensed on my 1597, and I like to really read what it's telling me. You're getting a bit of a lower pivot, and because I was messing around with the charts, I feel like I really missed my entry. It would have been this bar right here, which is at the same area. I just don't feel right taking it. I want to. It just doesn't feel like the right trade to take. And I know I talk a lot about how I feel about it, but it's because I'm reading how everything is flowing together. I think more than anything, it's the EMA up here. It's the higher pivot right here. So my instincts say, because I'm at the area, I've made a little bit of a reversal bar, and I'm back below the zero line here to take the short. But by really, really reading it, it's just not the right thing to do. So I opened it up because I thought, okay, it's here. And this bar would have been it, and I would have gotten in right here. But I'm just not super comfortable with it. For all the reasons that I just told us not to take a short a moment ago, right back here. Had you taken the short back here, and let's go ahead and just mark that. My initial thought about the short was right in this area. And then possibly right in here. Then I wanted to do it here. So, had you taken the shorts here, I'd have seen the flattening out of the MACD, of the EMAs. Well, I can't speak today. The flattening out of the price. I said, okay, it's time to take the exit. And so, it's got the right look between these two EMAs. You're below everything. You're back below everything on your zero line. But there's still a ton of strength to the upside on the highest time frame EMA. And I'm going to trust in that for right now. You've made that higher pivot. You've got a little bit of a mini wedge going on here if you look. Well, I say mini wedge, but I guess we could even go back to here. Bit of a wedge. And I'm going to remove these arrows because I don't want them. That works for me. I want them influencing my decisions. That's why when I draw lines and things on there, I get rid of them. Because if I leave them on there, I start going, oh, I should have taken it. I drew my line there. It meant something. All right, this gives me a little bit more of a good feeling about the push to the downside. I'm still just watching and waiting. It's kind of creeping in closer and closer to that EMA. The EMA is starting to not go up quite as sharp as it was here. I mean, in reality, it had to go up sharp because of this big gap. But we have a strong push to the upside. I'm not going to fight it. Oh, let me remove this too. Strong push, weak move back down. I'd really like to take the long trade, to be honest with you, but I'm just going to wait because more than anything, it's just because I want to be in something. I want to be a part of something. But there's nothing that I feel super comfortable taking, so I'm going to pause it for a little bit and chow down on my breakfast. So I may be in a trade when I come back. I may not. Okay. Not a whole lot's changed. This one took off a little bit quick. I really wanted to take the long here, but still not right directly into areas. It's just not a strong enough push. I did look at news. Nothing to concern myself with at all today. So, just having patience. I like this little bar, but it would be, I just want to see something. I'm not going to get in here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's 6. 5. Ate my food a little fast. Starts to pivot from here. This MACD is leading lower. It's really a little tough for me to read right now. You had a strong push up. When this happened to come back down, it wasn't a really strong push down. Each one of these price bars are leading up. Each one of these MACD BBs are leading up. They are here as well, but we're pulling back almost to that same pivot and leading much lower in the MACDs. Highest time frame says up. The other ones say down. They're not spreading open with a lot of conviction right now. I don't see this 1597 EMA starting to curl down, which tells me that it is going flat. Basically, it's angled down just a little bit, but it's more flat than anything. So really everything, to really be convinced that it's going to go down, I need these to really start angling down and this to start rolling down. Just a little patience. Alright, it's going to make a decision, maybe, maybe not. Let's see what happens if I... Not good, no, nope, still squished up. There she blows. What happened right here, right now in the MACDs on the 610, it pulls down, makes this kind of exhaustion bar, this little curl, and this hard push back up. Yeah. I'm waiting for my opportunity and my next one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's too late, yeah. I mark some areas that held up here. There we go. Yeah, I didn't want to chase it, although once this pulled back, it showed me that it was going up. It had this exhaustion bar where it closed, not at the bottom, closed right at the bottom where these previous bars were. This was your MACD curl, and then it popped to the upside. Ooh. Let's go. This bar right here, and then pop back up. Let's do it. My impatience may have gotten to me. Let's watch this. I say I was impatient, but I was pretty patient. I was waiting for my next opportunity. This is the one I saw. The next spot it could pull down to is right in here after this one. So basically right where I'm at. I'm sorry, right where my stop is at. I have Guns N' Roses stuck in my head. Just a little. I only get copyright violations, so I'm not going to be singing too much. I don't know if it matters when you sing, but I knew I played music in the background. It said I was close to getting copyright violations, so I decided no longer music in the background, which is fine. I can sing in my own head. Alright, guys. So, this is starting to really push up. One of the things that I can anticipate next is pulling back into this little area right here. Your EMA is still pretty strong up on your 1597. I do like 1, 2. I don't want to be right here at that spot behind there, so I think I'm going to just stay right here at this low. If I see it dying out soon, I'm going to be cautious. There's a little small bar. I hate this clock. Okay, I muted it for the clock because that clock annoys me. Just let this take off and we'll go 2 ticks behind here. And so my dilemma per se is if I move it to a break even, it's right in the little area where it could be pulling back. Oh, that's too far. It could be pulling back to take off. We still have some strength to the upside. This is our first area that could create a bounce, and just not technically, it's just the first area that I've calculated that could create a bounce to the downside for myself. But otherwise, I'm just going to watch here for a moment. The last time we were at this area, the MACDs are leading much higher. So I look at that type of thing too. Last time we were at this area, this is where the MACDs were. This time, this is where they are, and they are up with a lot of strength. I'll let this pass on through there. The 610 EMA has the great potential to push up through the 1597 EMA. The dogs are protecting the backyard from all the people walking on the path. It's great. I have a nice little green belt out behind my house. I leave my door open. I've got the nice breeze coming in. This is a pretty sharp angle to the downside. Well, it's starting to be, but look at all this distance to the 0 line. We are good right now. Ooh, look at that high pivot. Lots of strength up still in the 1597 EMA, even with this little bit of a pull. I'm sorry, MACDs. Some days my words work, and some days they don't. I can't even see that down there yet. There's so much distance between these. So my instinct says, oh, get out, because this is turning. But each time it's pulled back and made a lower price on the 1597, so far the MACDs are still leading higher. There's only 65 ticks left in this, and it's slow. It's not a lot of strength leading higher just right now because of the pullback, but the angle is still pretty sharp to the upside. Not just yet. Okay, we anticipated the pullback. Some strength pushing up. I want the MACDs to really roll up at this time on the 610. All right, the 610 EMA is crossing that 1597 EMA. My HTF EMA is still strong up. Ooh, that's not my favorite look in the world. Don't want to lose anything on this trade, so break even is fine with me if it pulls back. Yeah. It's just flattening out here in price, and the MACDs are still up. But this rollback doesn't make me feel all warm and fuzzy. I did move my stop too early to be behind here. Let's just look at it really quick. Go back here. Should be 1, 2. It should be right here, but I'm not going to I don't want to go that far back. With it pulling back like this right now, there's really no reason to take a loss if it chooses to pull all the way back. I've still got some distance to the zero line here. There's still not a real convincing turn on the 1597. But like I said, I am not a fortune teller. Pulling right back into that area, and look, there's a lot of distance back down here. Let's see something. 1, 2, yeah, 2 ticks behind this last little pivot. This is our nice little area that it's pulling back into. There's a lot of pushing down in the MACDs on the 610. The 1597 is kind of dying out here. Looks like it might take me. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I lost 1 tick on that one. Could I have gotten out earlier? Yeah, definitely could have. So what do? We look for the next trade setup. Am I convinced this is going up? Not wholeheartedly right now, with getting back below things. And that's a ton of strength down in the 610 MACDs. Got a lower pivot. Let's look at this. We had technically a head and shoulders, lower pivot. Was anticipating it to push back up more. It just didn't. So let's let it work itself out for a little bit. I have to leave my house here in about 45 minutes. So I may or may not have a winning trade on the books today. I'm not really concerned with losing a tick on a trade. But if it gives me a better opportunity, I'll take it. Still above the zero line. Had I had my stop, had I kept it in place, I would still be in it. No. It would have sucked. It would have really, really sucked. So there's a little bit of indecision. Well, there's a lot of bit of indecision that's been going on since it opened. I still feel like this is a good target. Here we go. Yep, just gave a deeper pullback. Pushing back up right now. Still got that wedge going on in the major, we've got lower high here. You got a little bit of head and shoulders. You've got strength up in the higher time frame. You've got weakness in the lower. It's just a mess. Just laughing. I mean, like, if I had been reviewing a student's trades, this would have been a good enough indication to get out. I was willing to hold on to it because of the strength from the highest time frame EMA. I need to keep in mind the weakness that's happening in the whippiness, though. Quicker targets are probably the better option, and then look for the next trade setup when it does happen. And I circled this area right here because Yeah, that could be your next area. I'm going to wait. It's kind of flat and wishy-washy. I mean, wishy-washy is not the way I trade. Stay pulled up. Just couldn't get in that one good enough where I would get a good risk on it. So last week we had markets that were flowing so beautifully. Now's the time to learn how to trade with markets that aren't. So we have to be prepared for every environment because they're all going to happen. And if we just get so comfortable with one environment that we don't allow ourselves to learn how to trade others, then we really restrict ourselves, and whenever those days happen, we don't know what to do. It's a yeah. So some people say, well, you know, do you want to trade during the holiday seasons? Like some people who may start learning to trade with us, and they said, well, the holiday seasons, isn't that slow? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good time to learn patience. And if there's any way to start learning, it's to learn when it's best to have that kind of erratic market movement. You're simulating, you're learning how to trade that environment. Pause this for a moment and come back to it. Okay, came right back to it. We made this little tiny bar. It popped up. We're still rolling above the zero line. It is that go time now. This little floor gave me a great place to put my risk. This flattened while the EMA here still angling up. We did have the higher pivot here. We still have the lower pivot from back here. It's gotten a little bit higher than this point. I know that's a little bit micro, but yeah, that little bar was a good indication. Now, because I have to pay attention to the whippiness, I can't just anticipate it to go straight to my target. I have to be prepared to take the exit if it presents itself. Just pulling back in here. These are really flat, so I have to be very careful. I really need these MACDs to roll to the upside. Would be right here. Here's that next bar, like it's very tiny, but they're starting to spread apart here. Night dogs, the protectors of this castle from all squirrels and people on the walking trail. Okay. Still feeling all right about this decision. Actually, even really liked right back in here. I'm not willing to put another contract on it, just like earlier, just because of the wishy-washiness. If we had a strong trending market, heck yeah, I'd be in again right here. But no, not right now. It's rolling up. Really like to see this 610, that little tiny EMA, just really go sharp to the upside. That'll give me a lot of confidence. It didn't go sharp to the upside here. I think I just really wanted it to work out. And so, I mean, had I had my risk in the right place, I still would have been stopped out. It'd have been right there. So, I'm okay with it. Waiting for the better opportunity. I think the squirrels are fighting with my dogs out there. Okay, this still isn't pulling apart. Not like I'd like to see it do. It hasn't pulled much more apart than this right here. I do like the MACDs pushing up on the 610 or the 1597. Ooh, gosh. Come on, EMAs, don't fail me now. Just have that patience. Just a little patience. Ooh. Leading lower again right here. This mad squirrel let my dogs out there. Pulled down. MACD didn't really push down at that point. MACD is still angled up, just very weakly. EMA is not spreading apart like I'd like them to. Pushes it from here. I'm moving my stop down to just 2 ticks below this area, or up to 2 ticks below that area. So much weakness and everything. Yeah. That is a strong push down. All right, so far I've attempted 2 trades to the upside. Neither have worked. I'm making a lower pivot. I'm starting to see a pretty decent push off of the area. So I'm going to wait, possibly attempt one more trade, and then I'm done. It's a pretty decent amount of strength coming off of the 610 MACDs. Yeah, this just didn't push up the way I'd like it to. I really could have been out of this just a little bit earlier. I'm not really concerned. I mean, I don't take very many losses, so it's okay if I take a couple here and there. I think last week I had 2. Maybe 3. Also, something that I'm realizing I'm doing here that is really kind of not great for a wishy-washy market is trading from the areas. You have to trade from the from the EMA areas. You can't really trade from the EMA areas in a wishy-washy market. We are going to give this one shot to the downside, and then I'm done. MACDs are pushing down hard. They're already pushing off hard over here. Great place to stop would be at the 1597 EMA or HTF EMA high time frame. If this pushes back down, we're really great in that manner. MACDs are really showing strength down when they've shown a weakness going up the whole time. And it won't be hard to break through that 0 line either. Not at all. Got some confidence in this one. Yeah. Boom. Much better entry point. I don't know what happened. I got stopped out of one. I added another. I didn't realize that I wasn't recording anymore. I did get stopped out of one of those. I added another one because I have a lot of confidence that this is going to go down to at least the 1597 or the HTF EMA, the highest time frame EMA. Yeah, I've got a ton of confidence. So got stopped out. So I had 1 loss, 2 loss, and it stopped me out of this one, but I was already in a second one, and I put in another one because I do have quite a bit of confidence in this going down. With how flat it's gotten, with making these lower pivots now, in the biggest picture, the MACDs are lower. It's going to be very, very easy for these to rotate to the downside. And here I am, going to get stopped out. I just don't like that that EMA is staying right above the other one. It's funny, huh? Just pulls up and pushes back down. Pulls up and goes, oh my god, am I going to get stopped out? No, but I do have a lot of confidence in this one to the downside, honestly. We're back below things here. We've had the weakest move up possible after all this. So, yeah. It looks like a lot going on here because I took this trade, got stopped out, took this trade, got stopped out. I took this one with a little bit of confidence that it was going to continue down. That one stopped me out, but my next two are still in this with a lot of, what's the word I want to use? Confidence. A lot of confidence. All right, yeah, these are going to be easy to turn down. It's going to have to get down here and really push hard past it, but I'm just going to let it take these two. Let's see. Second one, I'm going to let run just a little bit. Just look at it from this angle. Perfect. Push down past here. I'm going to move my next stop to right behind here. There we go. Push past. Oh, it closed at that low. So pushing past it. Things are, yeah, now they're starting to open up. Reversal bar, weak retracement back, another entry opportunity for someone. Your 15, your HTF EMA, which I'm trying to call it that these days just because it's easier than me saying 1597 because there's two different ones. This EMA is not the same as this one. Actually, I want to turn off. This pause button is right near some other stuff and I keep hitting it by accident. That's all right. Push past this area right here and I'll move my risk up or down. Okay. So my long trades, I didn't have uber confidence in. This short trade, I definitely did. That's why I was willing to put in just another entry on it whenever that happened. What really was concerning me was it wasn't able to pull away and really spread open. We can see it starting to spread open to the downside here now. So it has a lot more working for it. The MACD reaction was what really said, okay, this is going down. I may have got a little bit excited and got in a little bit early, so I wanted to let it do its thing. All right, pulling into that EMA. Now, the EMA has shown some strength to the upside, right? But it's starting to flatten out. Your MACDs are showing strength down, which shows the ability to break through it. That's a pretty strong push off the area in the MACDs. All right, ladies and gents, I'm just going to have to push down right here. The MACDs on the 610 say it's absolutely not happening right at this exact moment. I gotta get running in about 15 minutes, so this is going to have to do what it's going to do. This is where it's going to have to push. Right now what I'm looking at is the way this MACD is not curling down. But there it goes. But we still have 308 ticks left to make that determination. I actually would like to move this down just a few ticks because we are starting to get that spread openness. 1, 2. Turn 66 ticks, push down, there we go. There we go. Nice, good push. Hit that. Go ahead and give this one an exit. Just push it down, 1, 2. Right where the EMA is starting to open up. See that roll down and continue down. Go ahead and take my exit here. Okay, so I had to work hard for today, and I don't like when I have to work hard. So that next one was plus 1.75. And then on this one, 1.25. Okay, so that put me, yeah, so I have everything on here. I just want to make sure because I have a little bit extra going on than I normally would here. A lot busier than I like to be. So I lost a tick on the first one, which is, you know, this is 2 contracts. So that's minus half a point. So I started off right here. I was minus 4.5 points. Not my best, my best day. Then the 1.75 plus another 1.75, then 1.25. That leaves me positive 1.5 points so far for today. I may come back to this later. I'm going to leave my house for a few hours. So I may just pause this and bring it back in a little bit later and just see what happens later on this afternoon. You know, I knew my target was, my initial target should be right when I hit this area. And, you know, I hit that area and I did not, I'm going to say I hoped. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm human, guys. I may make some great decisions in the market, but sometimes I make not great ones. And what you have to do whenever that happens is really just stay focused. Know that, hey, I made a mistake, or I made a trade that didn't work very well for me. You know, this is not my typical day to have just 1.5 points in profits, but hey, you got to hear it all, you got to see it all. I mean, I'm trying to be just as transparent as possible for you guys. Let me go back through this really, really quick. This video is already at an hour long. So I attempted the long here, which I think was a pretty good attempt at a long, really, and I know better. My exit is not there, but more right in, probably about here. Yep, right about there. If not there, then it would have been, oh, I can't spread this a little bit further so I can see my last option here. There we go. Right here. My next one was all right. Reversal bar started to push really hard against me. Guys, I was doing a lot of hoping today, which is not my typical thing. I had a little bit of a struggle with the kids this morning. So my brain wasn't in complete... Every day there's so much to do. I got to take the dog to the vet, the kid to the dentist again. I have to pick a friend up. I mean, you know, lots to commit to. Now, when this happened, I had a very, very good inclination that it was going to the downside. When it finally pulled back here, and I should have been paying attention, my MACDs were leading lower, so it said, yes, we are going to be pushing down. I jumped into the first one, Not my typical move either. So I got stopped out of that one. I got into another one. As soon as I got stopped out, I got into another one. This is pulling back into the area to create the bounce to the downside, the MACD, so you forget about it. Yeah, I really don't have to leave for about another 15 or 20 minutes. So now my intuition says, oh, right there. Long, but I'm not going to take it right now. I think I need to give myself a little bit of a mental break after all this. This was a lot of work for me, and I don't like a lot of work when it comes to trading. I would rather just click the button and go. What did I say my profits were for today? And that's total 1.5. Okay. Yeah. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. It's not my best trading. But such is life, right? We don't perform at top performance every day. And we have to recognize those days. I'm going to pause it for a little bit. And this may be the end of me for today. So if it is, you know, it is what it is, guys. My day was not amazing. But yeah, I had 3 losing trades and 2 winners. 3 losers, 2 winners. My losers were, what did I say? I had with two contracts, I was negative 4.5 points to start off my day. With my winning trades, it was oops. Stop doing that. Just today, my brain is not on function. So, there we go. All right. There's that long I've been looking for forever, right? And guys, I mean, every day is not going to be the most amazing day you ever had trading. I was speaking with a student the other day, which if you're listening to this, Paolo, I'm going to be writing you back soon. I'm sorry that I did not write you back yesterday. But you know, we can watch what other people are doing and get frustrated because we're not doing the same. You know, I could have been frustrated by a number of these trades, but I just didn't allow it because if I had remained frustrated, I wouldn't be prepared for that next trade setup when it happens. Did I take some losing trades? Yeah. Could I have made profits off of them? Abso-freaking-lutely. Definitely could have made profits off of this one. Definitely could have made a little profit off of this one. But I held on because I was hoping that one thing that you don't want to do while you trade is hope. I'm sorry, I keep yawning. Obviously, I'm tired too, which is against my trading plan to trade when I'm tired. But, you know, the one thing you don't want to do is just hope that the trades are going to work out in your favor. You need to really pay attention to what it's saying to you. I jumped into this one. I jumped into it. It's not my normal way of trading, is to just jump into one, and I paid the price for it. It stopped me out. So I got in the next one, and the next one I'm very, very confident by this time with this reversal that it's going down. I took my first exit when, you know, it hit my target. It didn't give me my my exit, so I pulled it down just a little bit more because you want to know why? Hoping. I was hoping, and I took my exit here, took my exit here. Could it continue down? Sure. Could it continue up? Absolutely. Am I really one that wants to sit here and watch it happen? No. I think my day is done. So if it goes up, fabulous. But otherwise, guys, I hope that y'all have an excellent beginning of the week. Hopefully everybody stayed profitable today. You know, and if you didn't, that's okay. I mean, the end of the, just as long as you make good decisions. I mean, not every day is going to be profitable. And not every day is going to be this huge winner. But when you're in control of your emotions, paying attention to what your thought process is, because I had to pay attention to what my thought process was telling me. And it was telling me, oh, that, you know, oh my gosh, you were wrong here, go for the next one, which I did, and I wasn't wrong there. I just didn't take my exit. So anyways, I have babbled on long enough. This is over an hour long. So y'all have a wonderful day.